Hey, good morning, Ashley. Well, earlier, about an hour ago, we felt a lot of rain. We were soaked at 6 a.m. At 7 a.m., still a little wet, but we're not feeling that rain anymore. We're definitely just feeling the impacts of the wind. You can take a look behind me. This is Yorktown Beach. You can definitely see those waves letting up just a little bit, but you can kind of see them crashing a little bit at the shoreline. But I want you to take a look at this video. This is what Yorktown looked like throughout the morning. Early this morning, we took a drive around the area, and noticeably we saw some ponding on some roads, but we ran across Dandy Loop Road, and on Dandy Loop Road we saw several homes and yards filled up with water. We even saw the middle of the road there, water just covering it. If I'm going to be honest, it looked as if someone's yard was a part of the river, a part of the Chesapeake Bay, I should say. So definitely you are going to experiencing some ponding on some roads, some other roads though experiencing some of that minor flooding here. But as of right now, again, we're just feeling much of the wind kind of pushing, not really doing too much, but we're definitely feeling that wind out here. Not any rain so far, but within the next 10-20 minutes, that could most definitely change. That's the latest here in Yorktown. I'm Casey Baylor for 13 News Now.
All right, thanks, Casey. You know, we were talking about that here in the studio, that some areas, the conditions are starting to calm, but Craig, you said we're not out of the woods just yet.
No, this thing just made landfall down in North Carolina. We are getting some drier air wrapping in, and near the coast, you can see some folks out there walking the beach. I've gotten messages from friends and folks around the region saying, hey, this isn't too bad. And that's been our, take on this so far, but we can't drop our guard because we're still going to feel additional impacts. Obviously, we've been dealing with a lot of wind. We've come through moderate to a major tidal flooding in some places, but I just wanted to start off by showing you that sky view down at the ocean front because it does offer just a real nice look at the drier conditions that are breaking through there at the ocean front. Some clouds looking south across Virginia Beach. Norfolk also seeing some cloud cover. That's looking off to the northwest, but the skies are brightening. Now, what's happening with the system? It made landfall at about 6:15 to 6:20 this morning down around Emerald Isle, right there, North Carolina. You can see it's moving inland, and it is going to bring more rain to parts of the region, and we're going to see the tide levels continuing to run high. So tropical storm warning still up. You see the center there as it is right now located over southeastern North Carolina. The landfall right there and continuing to move off to the north at about 9 miles per hour. As we zoom in, you can see that center coming very close to New Bern right now. It is going to continue to track to the north-northwest for a while and then turn to the north, and it's going to bring very heavy rain. If you are watching us from some of our inland locations, I would say from the western parts of the south side Hampton Roads all the way out through I-95 and into the Piedmont, we're going to find very heavy rain, maybe an additional 1 to 3 inches of rain, locally higher in spots. So while we're getting a break right now close to the ocean front and much of Southside Hampton Roads, it's not so bad. We're not done yet, and you can see some of the bands working up across North Carolina. As far as our impacts go, here's what you can expect. Again, through the day today, North Carolina winds 20 to 35, gusting to 50 miles per hour, maybe another 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain with locally higher amounts. Minor tidal flooding down to the south. For Southeast Virginia, again, through the day today, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds. Gusts could still hit about 45. We've seen that some areas along the bay, and we could still see a few higher gusts later today. So again, don't drop your guard. 1/4 of an inch to maybe an inch of rainfall with some of these heavier bands coming back through. 1 to 3 inches, though, as you go farther west and out towards I-95. And we're still dealing with moderate tidal flooding for much of Hampton Roads and potentially moderate to major up around Yorktown. We just heard from Casey, but we are not done with the tidal flooding issues. You see those projected river and tidal flooding maps there with the different locations. At Sewell's Point, we came through 5.74 for the highest level this morning. It's going to be a little lower this afternoon, minor to moderate this afternoon. At Yorktown, we came through at just under 5.3 feet. We're actually going to be about 3 inches higher with those water levels with the afternoon high tide. So we're going to see it a little worse at Yorktown. Things are improving down along the Outer Banks, but south sound side, we're still going to want to watch that pretty carefully. So again, while things look okay right now, we do have the gusty winds out there, and we'll have more on that. And Taylor Stephenson will have the full forecast coming up.
Hey, Craig, thanks. And across Hampton Roads, Dominion Energy reporting thousands of customers without power. Right now, crews are working to restore power to more than 14,000 customers across the Virginia service area. About 8,800 are right here in southeastern Virginia. So we're talking Virginia Beach, Hampton, and Newport News. They're seeing most of the outages right now. And Joint Base Langley Eustis is issuing gate closures to prepare for the flooding that Ophelia is bringing to the area. So at Langley Air Force Base, the King Street and Armistead gates are closed until further notice. The LaSalle gate is open. And at Fort Eustis, Gate 2 is currently closed and not expected to reopen until Monday. Gate 1 is open as normal. And taking a live look over Norfolk, again calm right now, but the roads are wet. Flooding certainly an issue. Meteorologist Craig Moeller and Taylor Stephenson tracking the storm as it makes its way through Hampton Roads and North Carolina.